Termites! The pub is open. How exciting is this? It's episode 46. What? 47?
I think so.
Paddles. No, it's 46.
Oh, all right.
You're getting ahead of ourselves, Paddles.
All right.
Oh my God, so many things. So many updates this week. Really good updates. And I would like to point out that the lady, I think her name's Elisa, right? Elisa, who does the celebrity candles, she sent this one to Paddles because Paddles loves Post Malone.
I love Post.
And if you guys want a celebrity candle, this is not a paid for advertisement. It's just because it's a very nice person. Texrah, TEXRAH.com. So if you want it for like a present or something, right? The Post one looks really good.
I love it.
It's a good picture of him.
So cute.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Put it in the show notes. We probably already have. So many things, Termites, so many things. I don't even know where to start. I don't have any celebrity news of the queens. Nothing really. And I check. Trust me, I check. Especially Cher's Twitter feed because that can go sideways. Nothing out of Stevie. No Lindsay and no reunion just yet. I don't think she should do it. No. Even if he wants to. I'd be like, no, I've already moved on. I'm 94 years old. No chance. Okay? Okay. What do I start with? Well, I've never gotten fan stuff.
What are you drinking?
Oh, what am I drinking? Well, that's part of the fan thing.
Okay.
This lady, I don't remember now. Now I don't remember this lady's name. From Massachusetts. Do you remember this person's name?
Look at the label.
I am looking at a label.
Other side.
Other side. Oh, no. It just says. It just says to me. Well, God damn it. Well, she'll know who she is. This sent me. How great is this? A whole box of beer, and I'm not even sure you're supposed to do that. No. I'm like, good for you. Did you say they were snow globes? That's what I say when I'm shipping alcohol. Somebody marched out of the post office, and it cost $31 to mail this, so I'm super appreciative of this beer. The can itself there's just no way you can't say I'd try it. Robot Crush, but listen to the description, and I'm drinking it, and it's really good. Here's the description. Robot Crush, American Pilsner. Kapow! This adventure, fuel for humans, features the flavors of biscuit and honey. I don't taste that, but I'm kind of glad that, well, biscuit I'm into, honey, but I don't even taste honey. Balanced with hints of citrus, a bounty of sweet Pilsner malt collides with the perfect dose of Citra hops to create a crisp, quaffable. It's not too often you throw that word around with a beer can. And award-winning lager, Robot Crush, from Aeronaut Brewing Company in Somerville, Massachusetts. If you're ever up in Somerville, and I have to say thank you, I'll think of it next time. I got a little overwhelmed with stuff at from the post office. Just the can of Robot Crush.
It's cool.
It's awesome. Well done, whoever did that design. And she also, this same lady, I didn't lose it. It's just I have a lot of stuff.
Read the post thing in front.
Well, I can't. It just says Quinn. Like it's the last name or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, she'll know who she is.
Dr. Quinn.
Dr. Quinn, medicine woman from Massachusetts. Also sent me this Marshmallow Fluff. I'm not 100% sure what you do with this, but
Is it good?
my nieces will know. It's really good, and I don't even like marshmallow.
It's good.
Not really. I mean, I don't care about it, but it's FYI, very sticky. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't do what I did and shove your hands in it. I was like, oh fuck, it was like Gorilla Glue. But I think you can make fudge with it, and it's also from Massachusetts. Look at Massachusetts doing all these crazy good things.
You can try
What's it made of? Syrup, sugar, egg, vanillin. I didn't know that was a word. And then it says it contains egg. Vanillin. Who knew, right?
Delicious.
Marshmallow Fluff, though, I think the kids will love it. We'll give a full review. Also, this is more termite stuff. This lady's thing really made me laugh hard. And some of you guys are writing very nice letters. Because I always think, well, this is fun, but does it really matter? Oh, this is from Max. This is a dude. He got me a Dogecoin. Yeah, he did. And look,
Nice.
there's the Shiba Inu. It has its own little stand. I see. I'm supposed to take the Dogecoin. I should have done this beforehand, but it comes out and then it goes on that stand and it will forever live next to Post Malone. Right now I've lost about $100 on the Doggo Coin. I'm hoping the dog starts barking again. Oh shit, I can't even. But like I said, if you're gonna play in these games, you know, just make sure it's money you don't really need to live on. There's the Doggo Coin. It's very exciting. Thank you, Max from he said it's not a golf ball in the rough, but because that was so far the most random thing. But this I wanted. I was going to go buy one, and now I don't have to.
Are you going to go try to spend it?
Oh, he's from Orlando, or that's where he's going to come see me. He's going to come see me in Orlando. So Max, I'll see you in Orlando. It's very exciting. He also marched down to the post office. I don't know how much this costs. Yeah, you guys are spending some money. I like it. You know, we're doing the Lord's work. All of us. It's not just me. You send beer. It's part of the Lord's work. Before I get into these, let me put this in here. It's going to get confusing.
Put that down.
This,
No, the box.
well, I will. This is so funny. This is a Midwest person. Iowa, Cedar Rapids. I used to work a club there called Penguins. Are you familiar with it? They have wonderful merch, and I think it still exists.
Cool.
The T-shirt I got from Penguins was my road sleeve shirt for like 10 years, and I lost it in a fucking comedy condo, and I know somebody that cleaned the condo took it. You know, come on, it's my sleeve shirt. It was so soft, and all their colors were neon back in the day. It was like early 90s. Anyway. This postcard, I know this store because I've been in it in Des Moines. I think it's the same one where they sell, it's all like Midwest things. And it said, this is the Midwest, a map made by people who aren't from the Midwest. It has, like for North Dakota, it says Alaska, Calgary. Like they don't even know. Wisconsin, it just says snow. And then they put Vancouver in that. Madison Lake. Then it's South Dakota, and they write, this is a tricky one. They don't even know that it's South Dakota. Kansas, they got Dorothy, Toto, Auntie M, and then below it they go, or wait, is this one Kansas? No, that's Oklahoma. They have Missouri marked as Mississippi, and it said Mississippi City. Jackson, no. Branson, yes. And then they have Nashville in the corner of Missouri, which they have marked as Mississippi.
Nice.
Yeah. Then they put Iowa, they made it Ohio, and they have Keokuk, which is in Ohio, but they haven't marked, it is in Iowa, but they haven't marked it Ohio. It's just so funny.
It's from Ray Gun.
It's Ray Gun, yeah, that's the store. It is the coolest, fun store.
Cool.
This person, Caroline from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, sent me a magnet. It said they ran out of ranch. And it's like Jesus dying. Midwesterners be like, they ran out of ranch. And it's literally as bad as the crucifixion. So funny. And then some nice lady, and again, because we're doing the Lord's work, I'm going to accept this. Although normally I wouldn't, but they've already gone through the trouble. A Kroger gift card for $25. Yeah, well, I'm going to go buy more ranch.
Right.
Because some of this stuff I throw out, and I'm tasting on behalf of Jesus. This lady said I've kept her company. I'm looking forward to seeing it soon. But I can't really read. Oh, well, here's the person. Rebecca. So it's Becky from West Lafayette, Indiana. But yeah, it's just fun. You're like, wow, $25 free bucks at Kroger.
Nice.
I'll go get some more ranch and keep tasting them.
And crackers.
Yeah, extra crackers. I have to have my tasting crackers. So thank you, Termites. You don't have to do any of that, but it certainly is fun. Moving on to what are we eating? Well, I have Tessemae's Everything Bagel Ranch. Now, here's my ranch rankings, this piece of paper. And Tessemae isn't even in the top 14. But that doesn't mean they suck. I mean, I tasted one on here that I thought sucked. So let me taste Tessemae's Everything. Bagel ranch? I mean, wow. Is there anything we haven't thought of with ranch? Jesus.
Everything Bagel Ranch.
It's too sour.
Oh.
It's tangy.
Well,
Yeah.
you taste the Everything Bagel?
It's pretty good. Wait, I'm getting a second wave. Like at a wine tasting.
God.
No, it's good. Let me take a... It's just out of the gate, super tangy. I think you'd have to mix it with.
Do you get the bagel thing going?
No,
Taste
I don't
bagel?
taste a bagel at all. I taste dill.
Well,
Well, and I like dill. I don't know. I'd not do that.
okay.
Yeah. Also, look at this. Texas Pete's Dust. You guys like Texas Pete?
Yes.
The hot sauce? Well, they have dust. Dry seasoning. Throw it on your chicken. You won't be upset with me. Now, this is super stupid, but I can't wait. I can't wait when the kids are
You've
here.
been eating marshmallow fluff.
When the kids come over, because it's roulette. Yeah, but they'll actually like that. This one, this is just so fuck with them. It's Doritos Roulette. So some of the chips are normal, and then some are super duper hot. But I'm not gonna tell them that. I'm just gonna go. No, go ahead. You want a Dorito? Go ahead, take some.
Take some.
Oh my God. You forget how good Doritos are till you eat
They're
one.
great.
I got a hot one, the first one.
Oh.
Holy shit, it's hot. Oh my God.
Have some beer.
What did they do? That's not edible.
They're made for children.
They're not made for children. These are for adults. Oh, God. My God. That's it. I am going to make the kids do it, though. Just to wait, and then I'm going to film it, and they won't know it. And then I want to post them on Instagram, and they'll be like, oh, my God, this is great. Thanks, Kat. Oh, my God, like, we're
Love
going.
you, Kat.
Yeah. Oh, my God, we got like 700 likes. This is great. Okay, termites, so much to talk about. Update,
Boom.
Tennessee.
Uh-oh.
Good news, Tennessee. You are getting a Bucky's.
Yeah.
Yes. Get ready for beaver nuggets, y'all. This is what they wrote. I did not say y'all on purpose. Bucky's is coming to East Tennessee. The popular convenience store chain announced Tuesday that they are breaking ground on their Crossville. What's Crossville, Tennessee famous for? Golf. Golf capital of Tennessee. That's what they call it. I think there's a lot of retirees down there. It'll be on June 15th. So it's already breaking ground. Located along Interstate 40. The new stop will be the first Bucky's in the Volunteer State. According to the companies, it will occupy more than 53,000 square feet, 120 fueling positions.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, along with thousands of snack, meal, and drink options for visitors. Bucky prides itself on its clean bathrooms. Absolutely, they do. And some of them have the lights on the bathrooms in the women's.
They're awesome.
Dynamite, just the best. Friendly service, yes. Texas barbecue and a giant beaver mascot. Yes, I've got my picture taken by Bucky many times. It also open up at least 175 new permanent and full-time jobs to the area. And before you naysay it, I may have to do this in retirement. Company will says the starting pay will be above minimum wage, but hold on, with full benefits, 401k, and 3 weeks of vacation.
Oh my God.
What? Come on.
Come on.
Here's their official statement. Crossville is centrally located between Nashville and Knoxville, an ideal stop for folks headed to Music City or east to the Great Smoky Mountains, said Stan Beard of Bucky's. Crossville is also the golf capital of Tennessee, and a gorgeous destination in of itself. We can't wait for Bucky's to provide another great reason for folks to make their way through Crossville.
Great.
Yeah, I did not know this. Bucky's first broke ground on its Kentucky location in 2021, and their first travel center in South Carolina is also under construction. So South Carolina, you're getting one too. It's slated to open in 2022. Florida got 2, and Georgia and Alabama. I'm telling you, if you're ever on the road and you see one, it's just a happy place. And there's hundreds of people in there, and you don't even feel like it. If you go in with a friend, though, take a phone, because it's easy to lose your running partner in there. And then you gotta, people get caught up. I get caught up. I was supposed to be back in the car in, 5 minutes, and I wasn't. You know where I was? I was at the jerky bar.
Yep.
That's because I was amazed. I've never seen that much jerky in my life. Different kinds, and then, I don't know. There's ice cream in there. It's just, everything in there feels happy. So, congratulations, Tennessee. Let me put my ranch rankings away. Update! Oh my God. Time for my home state, my home city. getting the little attention again. Probably not the best attention. The couple who pointed guns at protesters in front of their mansion. Remember her with the mustard on her shirt? People went as these two as Halloween costumes, which I think was the funniest idea. I don't think visually, but if I had to be funny visually, well, I can't. I just can't do it. But that was fucking funny. They've pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges because they pointed guns at people. Here's the update. Mark and Patricia McCloskey, the white St. Louis couple who were seen waving guns at Black Lives Matter protesters outside their home, pleaded guilty Thursday to misdemeanor charges. They're both lawyers, by the way. The couple, who are attorneys and have used last year's viral moment to launch themselves into the national political spotlight, were initially facing felony charges. However, on May 17th, a judge appointed a special prosecutor to the case. Then, by the way, this whole thing doesn't even matter because the governor already said he's going to pardon them. He thinks it's absolutely fine to come out of your house and point guns at people.
Protect your fort.
Right. Now, I wouldn't have taken her seriously even if she had a gun because she had mustard all over her shirt. So, and she had a teeny tiny little gun. It probably could have killed you. He had like an AK-47 or some shit. I don't even know, like some assault rifle psycho. On May 17th, a judge appointed a special counsel. Then on Thursday, the couple pleaded to lesser charges as part of a plea agreement. Under the agreement, Mark McCloskey pleaded guilty to assault in the 4th degree, and Patricia pleaded guilty to harassment in the 2nd degree, according to a statement handed to reporters by the special prosecutor in the case, Richard Callahan. The couple must pay fines of $750 and $2,000 and hand over their weapons to state officials so they can be destroyed. I'm sure they have more, but okay, if we want to ceremoniously destroy their weapons. This particular resolution of these two cases represents my best judgment of an appropriate and fair disposition for the parties involved, as well as the public good, Callahan said in a statement. Here's the picture where she had mustard all over her shirt. The special prosecutor was assigned after the local circuit attorney who originally charged the couple referenced the case in her campaign materials. By the way, this guy is running for a Senate seat now in Missouri. We're going to keep...
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Since the incident of June 28th, the McCloskeys have spoken out via a variety of conservative news outlets and were featured speakers at the 2021 National Republican National Convention. Oh, yeah, I remember that, at the National Convention. He has launched a campaign to represent Missouri in the U.S. Senate. The couple have claimed in numerous interviews that they felt threatened by the peaceful demonstrators who were walking in front of their home. I will never back down, he said. This is on his campaign website. He's, quote, stood up to the mob. In his statement, which was distributed by his Senate campaign, McCloskey said, 1 year ago, an angry mob crashed through my gate. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there, Mark. It's not your gate.
Right.
It is a gated street of rich people. I know exactly where the house is, and those streets were blocked off because where the area is located, some of the areas around it aren't that great. And they're not economically thriving, so they don't want, they don't want things going sideways in their fancy rich neighborhood. But it's not your gate, Mark. It's a gate that is provided to that street, and you're not the only home on that street. There's other people on that street. So it's technically our gate, if you want to start going down that road. Threaten my wife, my home. No, they went through the gate, not knowing it was private. Now, the gate would imply that to me, so I would agree with that. They didn't come on his land. They didn't have weapons. You went crazy.
Yeah.
Just say it. The protesters, Callahan pointed out, were a peaceful group that included women and children and had made a wrong turn on their way to the protest in front of the mayor's house. Maybe. But those streets that are gated, you'd have to make a pretty concerted effort to get that gate down. They're big and they're heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it. There was no evidence that any of them had a weapon, and no one I interviewed realized they had ventured into a private enclave. Well, that's the other thing. I don't even understand. Taxpayers, we pay for the streets. How do they get to be private? I don't know. It's not just in St. Louis. It's happening.
I don't know.
Right. It's like the Malibu people that want the beach to be private.
Right.
Fuck off. No, you don't get to own the ocean.
Right.
You don't get that. Thanks to who? Governor Moonbeam, Jerry Brown, that made all the beaches in California public.
Moonbeam.
And believe me, had he not, none of us would ever get to go on the beach. They'd own them all. They'd own it all. Everybody in Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, Malibu, Santa Monica, they would just go, oh no, I own that part.
Right.
Oh, that part over there is owned by Paddle. So it wouldn't be public anymore.
Paddles owns all the beaches.
McCloskey acknowledged that he and his wife brandished guns to put other people in imminent fear of physical harm. That's exactly what I did. That's what the guns were for, the statement read. Anytime the mob, they're not a mob. These are people protesting. So is every protest then a mob? Because, come on. And threatens me. Nobody threatened you. They walked down the street.
And laughed at your shirt.
And then you became a meme. A mustard stain-ridden meme. He's also a wackadoodle that sues everybody. Like, all he does apparently, from stuff I've read, is he's always involved in some shit. I do the same thing again to protect my family. As far as I know, it was just him and her in the house. And they were out in the house. I never heard about other people. Who's the family? Who's in there? Dog? Cat? Ferret? What do you got in there?
Ferret. Where's your ferret?
Officials have said McCloskey and his family were not threatened, although the statement noted there was back and forth conversation that resulted from the McCloskey's display of guns. Yeah, I'm sure, but somebody said, hey, whack job, what are you doing? We're walking to the mayor's house. Callahan said he did not take into account the reports that Missouri Governor Mike Parsons also has considered, he already said he'd do it, pardoning the couple as part of his decision to offer lesser charges in the plea agreement. Oh, they're very happy with the outcome. It's fine to move on. Are you happy you became a Halloween costume? Are you? I would be goddamn mortified. Because you look crazy. God damn. That was your update.
That's pride, all right.
So they had to pay $2,750. They won't care. Update! Oh my God, this is getting good. So now, Virgin Galactic's Richard Branson plots trip to space next month. Weeks before Jeff Bezos flies on the Blue Origin rocket. Now, I don't know how many other Pubcasts are talking about this and keeping you updated on this, but I find it fascinating because one of them, or both of them, may not come back.
Never thought of that.
Puh, that's the first thing I think of. Do you want a seat on my homemade rocket? Fuck no. I don't need to go to space to see Earth. There's videos. There's tons of videos online. Hey, I want to see Earth from here. Okay, type it in. There you go. To get in this thing. Plus, like we said, there's only 6 seats. What if I get stuck next to Chatty Cathy from, say, Duluth?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't. She has gas.
It's only an 11-minute ride.
Yeah.
You know how quickly you could ruin someone's dream? In 11 minutes or less. So here's the deal. The Amazon CEO announced this week that he and his brother will be heading to space on July 20th on Blue Origin's New Shepard spacecraft. However, according to a report by Doug Messier on Parabolic Arc website, I don't know what that is, Virgin Galactic is working on a plan to send Branson on a suborbital flight aboard the VSS Unity Spaceship 2 rocket plane over the 4th of July.
Oh, how patriotic.
If that's true, Branson would beat Bezos into space by 16 days. Messier said his sources wish to remain anonymous, but the U.S.-based journalist has been connected to credible sources in the past. Branson's Virgin Galactic space company has neither confirmed nor denied. When asked, we are in the process of analyzing data from our successful May 22nd flight, they said. So they're not going to tell you no. Whatever. But this is the difference. New Shepard is a reusable rocket with an attached crew capsule for passengers. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's, New Shepard will launch vertically for about 2.5 minutes before the main engine cuts off. The capsule will then be separated from the rocket. Passengers will be weightless for about 4 minutes during the 11-minute flight. That's probably the point where someone will shit in their pants, so that won't be fun. Those on board will be high enough at an altitude of 307,000 feet to see the curvature of the Earth. The spacecraft will coast for a few minutes in space before re-entering the atmosphere. New Shepard will land using autonomous rocket-powered vertical landing system. See, I told you it's going to be like feet coming out, like four, I said, is it going to be the ocean or is it going to be those things? Wow. So one of these two, I'm rooting for Richard, if I got to choose, because I loved checking in to Virgin Airlines in Los Angeles. because everything was blinking and they had wonderful, it was like fun music and everybody was happy. It was just a very happy, he seems like a happy, crazy inventor guy. Bezos, I don't know about that. Uptight.
Yeah.
And something just arrived from Amazon. It's Sunday. I feel bad that the dude, I didn't even know I was ordering it to be delivered on a Sunday. So I don't, this is just more about that. We don't need to know anymore. Just know that that's happening. We'll see. What do you guys think? Who gets there first? Paddles?
Branson for sure.
I think Branson too.
Yeah.
And he's older. He's in more of a hurry.
Yeah.
He's like 70.
Yeah, he's in a hurry.
Yeah. He's in 70.
He looks magical.
All right. Update on Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh.
Everybody knows I hate Mark Zuckerberg. I'm surprised I haven't been kicked off. Why don't even the fan page or whatever that is on Facebook. I have a new hero. Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd's Roger Waters. I can't say Pink Floyd's okay to me. I wouldn't have gone to a Pink Floyd concert. I may actually have gone now that I think about it in St. Louis. It was more of a light thing. It was all about the lights. They were the first people that I remember anyway, where their light show was, but I'm not really I don't smoke pot or do drugs, and a light show to me might be more enhanced with all that. I don't know. I only know the one song. We don't need no education.
Everybody knows that song.
Right. But I don't know any. Anyway, Roger Waters says he turned down a huge amount of money from Facebook to use a song, calling Zuckerberg one of the most powerful idiots in the world.
Yeah.
I don't think he's an idiot. I just think he's a selfish robot.
He's a prick.
Facebook asked to use a song in an Instagram ad. Waters said that the company offered a lot of money for use of Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. I didn't know there was a Part 2.
Oh.
The answer is, fuck you. No fucking way. He told a crowd at a recent event per Rolling Stone. Right, it arrived this morning, which is a huge amount of money. I only mention this because it's an insidious movement of them to take over absolutely everything, he continued, adding of Facebook's CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. I will not be party to this bullshit, Zuckerberg. Way to go, Roger.
Yeah.
You know, he probably never gets told no. Every once in a while, he should have his little hat handed back to him.
And is he experiencing issues with his Pink Floyd Facebook page?
Far Out magazine previously reported that the band refused to allow its music to be used for any advertisements that weren't for a, quote, good cause. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer read from what he said was Facebook's letter asking to use the song. Here's what they wrote. We feel that the core sentiment of this song, which is what? We don't need an education? No education. It should be an education, which is why you need an education.
Exactly.
I understand the irony of the song, but we feel that the core sentiment of this song is so prevalent and so necessary today, which speaks to how timeless the work is. Blech. That's what I say to that statement. Blech. How long did it take some PR person to come up with that hunk of horse shit? Waters said the company wanted to use the song to make Facebook and Instagram even bigger and more powerful than it already is, that it can continue to censor all of us in this room and prevent this story about Julian Assange getting out to the general public so the general public could go, wait, what? No more. He also took a jab at Zuckerberg by alluding to Face Mash, an app that Zuckerberg created. Yeah, I don't know about all that.
It's a lot of information.
Well, even I know at this point, if there's some app that says, hey, do you want to see what you'd look like if you were a frog? Don't do that. It's a trick. It's all a trick. Some of them are tempting, too. You're like, yeah, I do want to know what I'd look like as a frog. Yeah. Oh, update. Paddle's your least favorite subject.
No.
My favorite subject.
No.
Elizabeth Holmes.
No!
Oh, Theranos. Yes.
God.
And some termite sent me a picture and said, do you want one? And I do want one. And if it doesn't arrive, I'm going to buy myself one. It's merch.
What?
There's merch.
Shut up.
Some termite put on my Twitter deal a picture of, it's a coffee mug, and it says Theranos early investor. Boom! I love it. When it comes to fame and infamy, former Theranos CEO Elizabeth Holmes has apparently cornered the market. Internet sellers are cashing in on mugs, T-shirts, and even shower curtains in the week before her criminal fraud trial starts in August. Why am I doing shows in August? I need to cancel those. I need to be home for this. I have to watch every minute of it. A review of... I'm not canceling them. Don't somebody go, I already bought tickets. No, I'm not doing it. I'm just saying. In theory, this is why I don't know anybody's bored in retirement. I've been on for a year and a half. I haven't been bored one time. Plenty of things to do. A review of online stores shows more than 50 listings of Holmes and Theranos merchandise on Etsy, Poshmark, eBay, and Redbubble. What's Redbubble?
Redbubble makes stickers and stuff.
They make stickers?
Stickers, it's like Etsy.
Oh.
It's for artists. I have a lot of their stickers on my laptop.
My friend,
my
friend Nicole bought a doghouse on Etsy.
Yeah, look at my Snoop Dogg one.
Your Snoop Dogg sticker?
Yeah,
That's from Redbubble?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, okay.
So
One of the more unique items is what's billed as an authentic Theranos lab coat, listed for $17,000.
Come on.
What would I do with that? Unless you make it your robe.
You'd probably wear it.
Wear
it to the trial.
Wear it on stage. If I did wear it on stage, I could write it off. I could say it's my new stage outfit, but I could never take it off. I'd have to wear it for like the entire year. The entire tax year, I'd have to wear it.
Nope.
Holmes, a Silicon Valley darling, is facing federal wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud charges in connection with allegedly deceiving investors, patients, and doctors about her company's blood testing. And we know that. No. In a TikTok, one young woman is seen posing in a mirror wearing a pink T-shirt that reads, "Elizabeth Holmes is my girl boss." Yep.
You know,
Another TikToker shows off a mug featuring Holmes on one side and Theranos on the other. She says, "I truly do wish that Elizabeth Holmes had an MLL so I could join it." An MLM, is a controversial multi-level marketing operation that the U.S. Federal Trade Commission cautions may be a pyramid scam. And another kid pulls out a T-shirt out of a package claiming, "Y'all, it's here, the Queen of Theranos, Elizabeth Holmes."
oh my God, no.
The search of Instagram also shows customers posing with their merch.
No.
I love it. There's an obsession with fraud. Yes, you see it with the Wall Street bets. People love to talk how much they've lost. There's an obsession with fraud, gambling, and taking bad risks. Everybody loves a good villain. Exactly. A mug that says Theranos early investor is his Etsy shop most popular item. Anthony said it's a little more low key, and you can stash it in your drawer. And when your boss walks by, he said he's had over 200 visits on the mug in the last few months. We're gonna have a few more now, and I'm coming to buy one, Anthony. So I hope you're not out.
God.
Love it.
No.
Yeah. No. Why? This guy makes some money. It's funny.
Well, he should make money.
He will make the money. She's not getting any of this money. No, this is just people that were creative and thought of funny shit. And I say, more power to them, paddles. People out there being creative, making a buck. Good for them. Here's an update.
You're being creative.
Sometimes I check in on the Royals. I'm a little fascinated. Not really like some people would be. I'm more of a distant voyeur of the royal family. I love that Meghan and Harry are taking time off work. You don't work. Stop with that. Right. You don't have. You're a. What was it? What do they call him on that one board? Chief officer, impact officer.
Yeah.
Completely made up.
It's ridiculous.
They just want to put his name on the stationery. Just do it the old way and call it a board. Anyway, and then he went home and back to England for the hoopty-ha, the funeral of Philip. And then they're like, he was like, apparently they seem kind of frosty towards me. Well, you did go on family in TV, global TV, and call your whole family racist. I mean, I've heard of things getting fucked up at Thanksgiving, but that took that to a level that I don't even think an average family could. You can do it. He did do it, but I don't think everybody's gonna be real happy about it. No. Well, Meghan wrote a book. It's a children's book. Rich people always write children's books. I'm not saying there's people that do write children's books that aren't rich people. But a lot of famous people that were rich, they get bored, and then some publisher goes, how about a children's book? Have you thought of that? Oh my God, we have so many ideas.
Yeah.
Well, her book flopped. It's called The Bench.
Really?
Yeah, it only sold 3,200 copies in its first week. I don't understand, though, because usually rich people have enough money to buy enough of those to push it right up the New York Times bestseller list. It's called pay to play, ladies and gentlemen. Pay to play. I would think she's going to be yelling at somebody because they didn't do due diligence and go, look, we need to buy 10 grand. How many do we need for it to be on the New York Times bestseller list? Then you buy them, you write that off, and you give them away.
Totally.
Come on, people.
Not hard.
Come on, you're supposed to be royal and fancy. You're supposed to know those things. How do I know them?
I don't know.
Well, right. I know them because I don't know. I see in music and I see in comedy sometimes when somebody arrives too quickly and there's not enough background there, then there's something else going on. Music, I see it a lot of the pay to play where they say, oh, I have a number one hit because at midnight they dropped some single and for 1 minute 25 people bought it. That puts it at number one, and then they screenshot that, and then they parlay that to the next thing, and they parlay. But it's all kind of pay to play.
Fraudulent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you can tell, and I'm seeing it.
You're seeing.
I'm seeing it, and I'm keeping track. I know who's real and who's not.
Let's see.
That's in comedy and in music. Especially see it in country music. But I don't really pay attention to pop. Or, well, not even country. I don't really pay attention.
No, you don't.
Except on Instagram. Okay, I think that's the end of my updates. All right, I think there should be a segment in this show. Well, first I have to talk about something else.
What?
Well, I forgot something.
Yeah.
Because I do think we should have a segment called What Rich People Are Doing with Their Time and Money. Because it's shocking to me. I mean the uber rich, not your neighbor who has a boat better than yours. This is so crazy to me. Okay, I don't know anything about coins or stamps. Start with that.
Okay.
I remember when I was little, I would hunt for like pennies from a certain year in my grandma's like whiskey bottles full of coins.
What?
I don't know. My dad probably made it up.
That's not a normal sentence.
Yeah, she would fill up whiskey bottles with coins. And then I think my dad probably said, now, if you get in there and find one from 1911, it's worth $50. And that's all I need to hear. And then I'm foraging around like a pig looking for a truffle all day going, Dad's dad, if I find one, I'm going to be a millionaire. And I believed it. But I never could get into stamps. It's too organizational. You got to have that book, and they got to stick in there.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Super nerdy.
It's pretty nerdy. But, well, in my opinion, the nerds wouldn't think that. Well, they might. So most of my nerd friends know they're nerds, and they're kind of proud of it.
Yeah.
Jackie Cation, very funny comedian.
Cool nerd.
Cool nerd.
Yeah, cool nerd.
But proud to be a nerd.
Yeah.
My friend Lorene, nerd.
Super nerd.
But just super nerd.
Awesome.
Should have a cape.
She should have a cape.
Maybe I'll make one.
Yeah.
I'll have somebody on Etsy make one. I don't know how to sew, but
Or Redbubble.
super nerd.
Super nerd. Yeah.
And then like with the Wonder Woman stuff on it, she would like that.
Oh, so great.
This 1933 it's called the Double Eagle coin. And I'm going to tell you about this. I never even heard of this. The Mona Lisa of coin collectors just sold for $18.9 million. This ultra rare coin had been expected to sell for between $10 million and $15 million. Now, I had silver dollars. I still have them from my grandma.
Okay.
And so sometimes when I would have friends over, this is like when I'm 8,
Yeah.
not 8, 9, at the very most 10 years old. I'd say to a friend, "I want to see my silver dollars," and I thought it was cool. But I'm a kid, and you don't have much else to show. No. Well, there's my baseball glove. There's my fort. Here's my silver dollars. That's it. It's taken nearly a decade, but there's finally a new world's most expensive coin, the 1933 Double Eagle. It was gold. Fucking footwear designer Stuart Weitzman. This is what rich people are doing. You're a shoe person. It was his coin. It sold for an astonishing $18.9 million at a special auction at Sotheby's on Tuesday morning. The hammer price easily beats the $10 million previous record holder in the 1794 flowing-haired silver dollar.
What?
My silver dollars are like from the early 1900s. I'll have to go see if they're worth anything.
I'm Googling it and putting it in the show notes. Flowing hair silver dollar?
Yeah. 1794.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
That sold for $10 million in 2013. The record was set following a 3.5-minute bidding war between 3 people. There are 3 people on Earth with this kind of money to buy a coin that what do you do with? When your geeky friends come over, go, you want to see my Liberty coin? What is she called? My double eagle? You want to see it? You want to see it?
Do it.
I'll show you, but only for like a minute. I'm not leaving it out. It's in a special case. I just don't know what you do. A painting, at least, you could put up in your house. I guess the coin, you could frame it and put it on the wall. $18 million?
Yeah.
Yeah. In a 3.5-minute bidding war between 3 would-be buyers at the auction house. The identity of the Double Eagle's owner has yet to be disclosed, and it's clear that they really wanted the coin. Prior to the start of the auction, it had been expected to fetch between 10 and 15 million. It's easy to see why it sold for so much. Considering it's the Mona Lisa of coins, it was originally cast as a $20 piece, but was never issued after Franklin Roosevelt decided to take the U.S. off the gold standard. Teddy Roosevelt, I think, or I don't know who initially said do it. The coins were ordered destroyed, but a small number, including this one, survived. This particular example is the only privately owned example of the coin and was bought by Weitzman for the then record $7.9 million in 2002, held at an auction on behalf of the U.S. government. The Double Eagle is part of the Sotheby's 3 Treasures auction of Weitzman's most cherished collectibles. Why is Stuart Weitzman selling all his shit? Is he sick or something?
I don't know.
It's weird. Also included were 2 of stamp collecting's holy grails. The 165-year-old British Guiana 1-cent magenta stamp and a sheet of inverted genies. What?
Huh.
Those items sold for $8.3 million and $4.9 million, respectively. In total, Weitzman's 3 treasures sold for a combined $32 million. All of the sellers, they're all going to charity, including the Weitzman Family Foundation, which supports medical research and higher education. Well, that's awfully nice. The auction brought in slightly less than the high-end estimate of $37 million, but considering the Double Eagle sold for a record-setting fee, we imagine neither Weitzman or Sotheby's won't come away disappointed. Well, that's what rich people are doing, people. This is, just saying. It's amazing to me what they'll spend money on. Just to have it. Yeah. It was one of the last ones in circulation. Do we know that? Has everybody really looked? Check your sock drawer. Maybe you got a Double Eagle gold. It's a pretty coin.
It's very pretty. Yeah.
Oh, this isn't enough. Okay, this is what I want to go back for before I talk about this. I don't have a what are we watching? Well, I did watch Dirty
John.
Dirty John.
Season
1 with Connie Britton. It was so good I binged them all. It's about a con man. I love cons and frauds and stuff. Connie Britton is so good in this. The guy is really good at being hateable, whoever he was, whatever actor. Eric Bana? Mm-hmm. Never heard of him, but he did a really good job at being frightening and hateable and an asshole. And it's based on a true story, which I really loved. It was like watching a Dateline come to life, but watching how the whole thing unfolded. And basically, he's a con man. He's full of shit. He wasn't who he said he was, and he was very, very dangerous. So that was really good.
It's the LA Times does it.
The LA Times. Oh, but yeah, they produce it. But if you're driving along, because I've had some long drives lately, I don't remember who told me. It might have been a termite. I think a termite told me. Yes, one of you termites did. It's a podcast called A Death in Cryptoland.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you don't have to know anything about cryptocurrency. You don't have to understand Bitcoin. I am so tired of trying to explain to my old drunk friends what Bitcoin is. And then they get They get a weird look on their face. I try to make it as dumbed down version as I can. And I preface it with, I don't understand math either. I don't. This is just a gamble. And then they get a weird look in their eye, and then they're like, let's have another drink. And I'm like, did you understand anything? I said, not really. But, I don't know, Kathleen.
Glad you're having fun.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. You're blessed. Okay. All right. I am. So a death in Cryptoland. There was a Canadian lad named Jerry Cotton. And this isn't going to hurt your head, I promise. But when you go to buy cryptocurrency, you pick an exchange to buy it through. Like you would say the New York Stock Exchange is where I choose to buy my stock. It's really kind of your only choice. Well, you can go set up, it's all going through that exchange. But in the crypto world, there's lots of exchanges. And for a long, like I use Coinbase. And then I bought stock in Coinbase because now it's on the New York Stock Exchange, so now it's valid and all that. But none of this was regulated in the beginning. It was all very loosey-goosey because banks wouldn't take their money. They just regulated themselves, but not even really. So this Jerry Cotton guy, he created an exchange called Quadriga, I think. And so all these people are buying Bitcoin, sending all this money. Well, then it turned... Canadians were, yeah, which is even shittier. Yeah.
Because all they do is say sorry.
Yeah, they're apologetic,
Sorry.
Oh, did I steal all your money? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
So sorry.
Sorry.
But he's a little scamster, and he'd been scamming since he was a kid. And I'm not going to tell you everything in the... Scamster. That always makes it so much nicer when they go, oh, Kathleen's a fraudster. The fraud's not funny. Somebody gets hurt. It's such a dummy. Anything with stir. Yeah.
Diffuses it.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, this man, Jerry, things were starting to go super sideways with the Quadriga. The Ponzi scheme was falling apart. And all of a sudden, he gets married in November. He goes to India on a honeymoon in December. And apparently, quote, dies in India. But listen to this. This is what...
On his honeymoon.
And they still don't really know if he's dead or alive. Did he fake his own death? Normally, I'd say that's insane. That's too hard to do nowadays. But listen to this podcast and tell me you don't think it's possible. Oh, after July 30th, you won't be able to access your pictures and videos stored on the Samsung cloud. I don't even have a cloud. Shut up. You need to choose whether to keep them. Shut your mouth. You don't even know who I am. So
I'll show you. I don't have a cloud.
I'll show you. I'm not getting in your cloud. Get off my cloud. I'm going to read to you. Okay. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Wow. And then I just saw a picture of my work calendar and there's cheese on it. Okay. The official cause of death was complications from Crohn's disease. But the gastroenterologist, hard to say, who treated Cotton told the Globe and Mail that the death was still haunted him. We're not sure about the diagnosis, he said, because he had said that he had a stomach ache, and then they claimed they took him to a hospital. Mm-hmm. Supposedly, his new wife takes him to a hospital. His heart stops. They revive him, and it stops again, and he's, quote, dead now, but they take him back to the hotel.
What?
Exactly. A dead body?
Body?
Yes.
You can't do that. Not even in India.
He fell sick 9 days into his honeymoon, shortly after checking into the Oberoi in Jaipur in December, whenever. He was driven to a private hospital and diagnosed with acute gastroenteritis. The following afternoon, his condition deteriorated and blood tests indicated septic shock. But doctors could not stabilize him. His heart stopped. He was revived, and his heart stopped again. Barely more than 24 hours after the onset of a stomachache, he was pronounced dead. And I got to find the body. was returned to the hotel and then sent out to be embalmed. The embalmer refused to accept a body from a hotel, so the hotel employees took it to a local medical college where a staffer performed the procedure. Okay, I can't get a front desk to rekey my card. You're telling me you called the front desk in a hotel and said, hey, do you guys know an embalmer? Yeah, super weird. I got a dead body.
Send the body over.
Well, we're in a cab, okay? And he's dead and I'm not. And I need the hotel is going to get involved in this? Come on. I do not believe they would do that.
No.
Christ, you know how many times I've lost my night guard? They won't even return that in a hotel. Or left my pillow.
Your night guard.
I have a very special pillow. And they never return it. I've lost like 10 of them.
Does it have a name?
My special pillow? No, that's the my pillow guy. I don't have his pillow. Psycho. They took it to a medical college where it's different. And the hotel employees took a dead body. What? To a local medical college. I can't even get a ride in a van sometimes at O'Hare.
Right.
And and I'm alive.
You're alive.
And I have tip money. Here's 20. Will somebody should run me over? No, the van's not coming for 45 minutes. You didn't sign up. Well, the night person told me I didn't have to sign up, that it wouldn't be a problem. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the following afternoon, Robertson returned with the body the next day to Canada. She left behind a dozen teddy bears they had planned to deliver to the Jennifer Robertson and Gerald Cotton Home for Orphan Children. No. You gotta listen to this. Now his family, but I don't even know how many people are in his family. I know he has parents. I think they're in Ontario, Canada. They say he's dead, but they don't say much. The wife, has returned a lot of their valuable. I mean, also I keep forgetting the biggest part. When he died, they say he's the only one that had the password to $290 million. It is now even more than that, frozen in Canadian people's assets.
Come on.
Well,
come on.
How did she not know it? Right.
He's alive.
Right.
He's alive.
I think he's alive too. But then if you do that though, you got to give up your mom and dad. He probably doesn't have a shitload of friends because he's super nerd.
Kind of sounds like a sociopath though.
Yeah, but you're going to have to go get plastic surgery. You can't go back to Canada. Were you going to live in India or Thailand or somewhere for the rest of your life? Maybe you didn't care. Anyway, highly recommend it. Podcast, A Death in Crypto Land. Promise you don't need to understand.
Crypto.
You don't have to understand cryptocurrency.
No.
You don't need to. So I know a lot of people don't want to understand all that, and I understand that too. But okay, moving on. Now this is a subject that comes up with my younger siblings a lot, because my younger siblings have little kids. Well, say 12 and under. Shitloads of them.
Shitloads.
I know. I can't remember. I can only remember my godkid's birthday. I can't remember everybody else. Is it too many?
A lot of kids.
How about a heads up?
Yeah.
Right? How about somebody send Aunt Kat a secret text? FYI.
Here's
Well, I remember my brother's youngest one because he's born on tax day. He's a tax baby, April 15th, Kevin. Anyway, Kentucky T-ball game turns into violent brawl between parents, kids left in tears. There's a video online. Paddles, you will put this in the show notes because the video, it's not funny, but it's funny. Because the one lady, these guys are fighting, full-grown men, are fighting each other in the baseball diamond. And there's one lady on the bench. You can hear all this in the video. She's like, there's fucking kids here. And then she goes, where's my fucking kid? She didn't even know where her own kid was. This is really funny. Not supposed to be funny. This stuff, though, with Patrick, my youngest brother, said that his kid was playing baseball. He's 8. And 2 adults ran and yelled at the teenage umpires and scared them so badly they changed their calls.
Oh my God.
Right. These are teenagers trying to they probably get $50 a game or some shit, and it's their little side job, little money. And these parents have lost the amount of attention on sports and travel teams and all this horse shit. And then if you don't do it, then I have to listen to my sister go, well, what if I don't do it? And then what if they don't have a social life because I don't do it? But I don't fucking feel like driving this goddamn Springfield. You don't know what it's like. You don't know. I'm like, no, I didn't. I forgot to have them. Guess what I don't have to do? Drive anybody anywhere this weekend?
Bye-bye.
The Kentucky T-ball championship game erupted into a brawl Monday when parents began fighting after a spectator ran onto the field, leaving the young players in tears amid the chaos. Witnesses told such and such TV a spectator ran onto the field in Stanton, 120 miles east of Louisville, prompting the umpire to end the game. A scheduled trophy and medal presentation were canceled. The incident began when the opposing coaches got into an argument over a call when the fan ran on the field. The other spectators said the man took off his shirt and began cursing and shoving people. Video footage posted online shows adults joining the altercation and the escalation of the melee. In one video, someone off camera can be heard yelling, "Please don't do this! Think of your family!" I added the accent. A 911 caller requested authorities respond to the park as tensions escalated. Give me a couple units to the city park. Things are getting pretty wild at the T-ball field. Believe it or not, they've had a fist fight in the middle of the field. The caller, also an off-duty officer, said. A parent told the news station she was devastated for the children. It was devastating for the kids. I couldn't believe that the adults acting like that. And I know my girl was so excited. She'd worked all season to get better and get the game balls. And she was just excited it got ripped away from them. Well, yep. While there will be disciplinary actions taken against the individuals, we will not be discussing those publicly, the Parks Department said. Oh, my God.
The Parks Department.
The changes, so in a social media post, the Stanton cops said they're investigating the fight. On Tuesday, Parks and Recreation Board announced new changes for the city T-ball game. The changes include ending of tournaments for the T-ball league and a zero-tolerance policy for verbally assaulting game officials, the Lexington Herald-Leader reported. This applies to coaches, players, and spectators. Umpires should eject the offending party immediately. Right, but here's the problem. Some of the time, the umpires are kids. They're teenagers.
Yeah.
What? And they're going to yell at my dad?
They're not getting
No, they're going to be scared shitless.
No.
Umpires should, what they should do is have one adult be like the head umpire, like a bouncer guy at a bar. A big dude.
A bouncer at a team.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to, but look what it's come to.
God.
Umpires should eject the offending party immediately if this rule is violated. An individual who's ejected will not be allowed to return as a coach, player, or spectator to that league for the remainder of the season. Good luck stopping it. I think you need a big old dude. Maybe he holds a bat. I don't know. Something. Some sort of non.
Not a kid's bat.
And because there's just too many kids umping that aren't gonna, they're gonna be freaked out. You know.
They should be,
I
though.
would be scared if you're 15 and some adult comes hollering and screaming, foaming at the mouth because his kid really didn't get a triple or did get a triple or
Whatever.
did you, I put this on Twitter because it made me laugh, but Putin and Joe Biden had a little chat. And this is what he said. I love it when the reporters go, "Are you a killer?" And then Putin giggles. He said, and then he babbles on. But he never even answers if he's a killer. It's such a dumb goddamn question. I would fire any reporter who asked it because obviously he's not going to say yes to you. Oh, well, you know, now that you ask, I have knocked off a few people, but, you know, I can. So I do, and I will keep doing it. Of course he's never going to admit it. It's a stupid question. If you want to ask him about being a killer, you need to come prepared as a reporter with the whole sheet of, say, Alexei, the guy that was poisoned and then sent to Germany and now is in a Russian prison. You come with the timeline, you come with his accusations, and then make him respond to that. But you don't just sit there and go, "So are you like totally into murdering people?
At the press conference.
Is that your thing?" Right. And then he just goes, he's so dismissive, like, of all of it. At the end of his little chit-chat, Putin says, "There is no happiness in life. There's only," wait, I have to get the quote right. "There's only a mirage on the horizon, so we will cherish that." You know what, Vladdy? I think there's moments of happiness for you. because you have $1 billion and probably a tiny giraffe like the one in that commercial. Oh, I think you're happy. I think he's saying that so that the average Russian who is just held down and can't get ahead thinks, well, you know, there's really no happiness in life. It's just a mirage, right? Nobody's really happy. Oh, I think Vladdy's real goddamn happy.
He's happy.
Yeah, and then I thought, you know, I can think of a million things that instantly make me happy. And one of them I put on Twitter. Cold beer, hot day, on a riding lawnmower that has circular capabilities. Oh, I could be out there all day. Come on.
Doing donuts.
Doing donuts. Get your headphones in. Listen to a good... One time I saw a video of Jeff Foxworthy. He's on a riding lawnmower on some back-ass road in Georgia. And he said, you ever wonder who cuts those back-ass roads that don't belong to the county? It's him. That's what he does for fun.
What?
I get it.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I mean, Jeff, I know, likes his wife. It's not like he's running away on a lawnmower.
He's a wonderful man.
He's a wonderful man. He really, truly is. And I think he just enjoys it. And it gives him, you know, a reason to go use his lawnmower.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Anyway, that's Vladdy's, that's my pet peeve. When it's not the first time a reporter's asked him if he's killed people, but you can't just, you gotta have facts and make him address the facts, not, do you kill people? He's not gonna tell you the truth.
Just a couple.
This is something you should know. This isn't particularly funny, but I think a lot of my friends are running into this problem.
Thanks for getting in front of it.
I am getting in front of it. This is, I'm here to help doing the work of the Lord. If you're going on vacation this summer, rent your car now.
Yes.
There are no rental cars.
No.
We are running into this left and right. Every friend of mine that's going on a vacation, because I travel more than all of them, then they're calling going, is this right? Is that no rental cars? About that true? Can that happen? Yes, it can happen. You know why, too? Because all of them sold their fleets during COVID.
Yes.
Now, to me, that says you have a poor business model, because I have drunk friends in comedy that made it longer than Hertz without panicking and selling shit. Even my friend Rick. Rick, are you listening? Rick made it.
Rick made it.
It's going to be a scorcher of a summer when it comes to car rental prices. The average daily cost to rent a car has jumped to a record $63.75. And I don't even know if that includes all the bullshit.
No.
I didn't realize I had sunglasses on my head.
Yep.
Up to 50% in some cases as the nation economy revved back to life according to... What's more, demand is getting so hot with fees in August are already trending above 100 a day that many vacationers can expect to pay more than double what they'd have paid before the pandemic. You may see consumers resort to mass transit. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because let's say I fly to Cleveland and I'm going to spend, I don't know, a few days in Cleveland. I mean, you need a car.
You're not getting on the train.
They don't really, there isn't one downtown.
There's no train. That's stupid.
The median average price of an Avis rental car jumped to $68.07 in May, a whopping 50%. Avis prices in June and July have leaped to $81.95 a day, respectively. For August, the median is $103. It's ridiculous. The skyrocketing prices come as demand for rental car outstrips supply. Desperate to survive pandemic lockdowns that had halted global travel last year, many rental companies sold off their fleets for cash. How ghetto?
Yeah.
How ghetto are you?
Ghetto business model. Ghetto.
I mean, 2 months in, it's the same thing with Delta and American and all these people. 2 months into the pandemic, they're like, holy shit, we're out of money.
Right.
I'm a comedian. I have saved money. What is it? Oh my God, I better sell the lawnmower. Holy shit, I don't have a gig. Oh my God, time to sell the Mercury. Which I'll never do.
Nope.
Yeah, they sold off their fleets for cash. Now as newly vaccinated Americans are ready to travel again, car rental services have been hard-pressed to rebuild their fleets. Who'd you sell them to? I didn't hear there was a sale.
Well, yeah, you can always buy rental cars.
But they didn't say we're in panic mode. No. We're selling cars. No. Nobody said that.
No. They probably sent them all to their dealers.
Supply chain woes were driven partly by a microchip shortage that have sent new car prices soaring. So now they can't buy the cars again. And car rental companies, which typically buy their cars from manufacturers in bulk and at a discount, have been pushed back to the back of the line amid spotty availability. What would it have cost to kept them on the lot? Nothing.
No.
They're not even moving. The insurance should have gone down too. Where you park, the airport, they're going to charge. Come on.
Yeah, they will.
The only way rental car companies might be pressured to lower prices, he said, if consumers get fed enough and ditch the car rentals for taxi or public. No, they're not going to do that. I travel all over this country every friggin' week, and probably 80% of the places, you're not going to be able to get where you want to go on public transportation in this country.
No.
Not happening. New York City, fine. Something like that, fine. Chicago, fine. You can do it. But, Tampa, no. Dallas, forget it. No. All right.
Thank you for that. PSA.
I don't usually talk about sports because people get so sensitive. And there's a lot of sports I don't really care about, but this is very upsetting to me. There's a golfer named Angel Cabrera, and he won the Masters, and he's this giant Argentinian guy. And I really, really liked him, and I know you shouldn't have heroes because they smoke cigarettes and drink red wine. But him and Jimenez, the other guy,
Cool.
they were just like we're not going to the gym. Well, especially Angel, because he's a big man, and some of that's chubby. Some he's just a big guy. But I always liked him because he seemed very casual. He didn't take it too seriously. Sometimes he'd be out there just smoking a cig, daydreaming. He's in the Masters. Hey, you got an extra Marlboro? Kind of bored. It's going to be a 6-hour round. About ready to poke my eyes out. He had red wine on the driving range. Like, he'd have a wine bottle next to his stall where he's hitting balls.
Oh, my God.
Well, former PGA golfer. He's probably about 50 now, I'd say. He was extradited from Brazil to Argentina so that he can stand trial on multiple assault charges in his home country. I remember when he got arrested, but I didn't understand what happened. He was arrested in Brazil in January on 5 years' worth of charges, including assault, theft, illegal intimidation, and repeated disrespect to authority. Cabrera's ex-wife, Silvia Rivadero, allegedly filed multiple charges against him in January, and a former partner of his said that Cabrera punched her, threatened her, and tried to run over her with his car in 2016.
Oh, my God.
I know. The two-time major champion was on Interpol's red coat list.
Wow.
And was on the run. But you fucking won the Masters.
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
Before he was arrested, he was handed over to Argentinian authorities in Puerto Igaza, which sits on the Brazilian border about 1,300 kilometers north of Buenos Aires, per the report. His trial is set for next month. He last competed at the Pure Insurance Championship on the PGA Tour in September, but he withdrew halfway through. Well, he had to go on the run. Yeah. Hey, you gonna finish your round? No. Seems that Interpol's looking for me.
Come on, good.
I'm gonna buy a hat in the gift shop and head out.
Hold my bag.
I'm gonna get a dozen balls. I promised my grandson. Let me see. I think I might. I think we may. Yeah, it's about right. This is okay. This is a subject of a lot of controversy, and I don't like to be controversial. Controversy. Because I don't like to go down those roads if possible, because I'm not really. I don't like having controversial. But there's a comedian named Cat Williams.
Oh, I love Cat Williams.
He's more popular with the black community. A lot of white people wouldn't, maybe younger people, but like.
White people will think he's Prince.
Yeah, they would maybe think he's Prince. He's small like that. He's a tiny man, and he's got that mustache that can be kind of skinny like that. Yeah. But I love him. Mm-hmm. And one time, this is, I won't say what airline, but this is where it was subtle racism. Mm-hmm. Not even subtle. Mm-hmm. I had gotten upgraded to first class, and then the opening, act, she had gotten upgraded to first class as well. So I'm sitting next to her. She got up to go to the bathroom, and all of a sudden I see Cat coming at me, and he's got like 8 kinds of liquor. I don't even know where it came from. And he's like, oh, there are only 2 funny cats in this whole earth. They're right sitting here right now. That's my cat. And I got so excited to see him. And he's sitting there talking to me. And then the flight attendant said to Kelly, is that man bothering her? And I think, well, he looked crazy. He dresses fun. He looks crazy. Yeah. But I think, now if that had been a white guy that sat down, I just felt, because Cat was sitting in coach. Why? Because he gave his first class tickets to his mom and then other people. But he was back in coach. The bossy. So I think maybe that might have been it too, that he kind of wandered up. But he already purchased 4 of those seats in first class, whatever.
He purchased first class.
He did for his mama. One time I sat next to Ludacris's mom, and she had a flip phone. A cricket. And I said, you need to tell your son that you're better than this.
That's great.
Come on, he's Ludacris. Come on, Ludacris, upgrade your mom. Even my mom has an Android. And I don't make as much money as Ludacris. So Cat, I'm a big fan. And personally and comedy-wise. He can be a little dirty and all that, but I don't care. I'm just saying I think he's funny. Anyway, Cat has a message about cancel culture. Now, over a year ago, I put on Twitter, there is no cancel culture, there's consequence culture. Which to me is exactly what there is. You can say anything you want in your house at the top of your goddamn lungs. Yeah. But the minute you say it out loud somewhere where money is involved, it's always about the money. Yeah. People have a right to fire you, or I don't think they think you're going to make them enough money, or they'll find a way to keep you. Right. I mean, Tucker Carlson has said crazy things, and Fox ain't letting him go. He makes him too much money. Doesn't matter what he says.
And Tucker is crazy.
Stephen A. Smith, the guy on ESPN, the one that won't ever stop talking. At one point when somebody hit, it might have been Tamir Rice or some football player hit his wife, and then Stephen A. Smith said, at some point, ladies, you got to think about what are you saying. Basically, like, why? He got in all that trouble, but they didn't take him off the air. No. If you're making the money for whomever's in charge, they get to make a decision. It's a consequence of your behavior. There are no consequences when you were in private. When you were in public, however, So anyway, that's just my opinion of it. Kat came on and said, at the end of the day, there's no cancel culture. He was on a podcast, some sort, I guess. At the end of the day, cancellation doesn't have its own culture. How is it taking that long for somebody to say that like that? Right. Kat nailed it. There's no culture. He's spoken out many times. At the end of the day, it was people without a voice being trashed by people because they had a bigger name than them and more money than them and a better office than them, and they could sweep under the rug that they didn't like the matter. Some of those things are for the benefit of everything. Nobody likes the speed limit, but it's necessary. Nobody likes the shoulder of the road, but it's there for a reason. If all that's going to happen is we have to be more sensitive in the way we talk, isn't that what we want anyway? Right. If a group of people that I'm not a part of have a meeting, for instance, little people. When I was a kid, everybody just said midget or dwarf. Well, they had a meeting somewhere, sometime. Yeah. I don't know. I was alerted, and I have little people, comedian friends. Brad Williams, what? You ever seen him?
Love Brad.
Super duper funny.
So good.
Yeah. It wasn't Brad. I mean, I knew it long before Brad. There used to be a guy in Detroit on the radio, and he was part of the staff, a little person. It was made known, hey guys, we'd prefer to be called little people. Okay, right. Fine. Great. I don't know why people get so mad. Why can't I say midget anymore? Why do you care? Just be nice. Be nice. How hard is it to be nice if that's what they want? You don't like that they're making you change. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to just be nice. Right. And then he says, and this is where he and I agree, and a lot of people, I think a lot of comedian people that I know would disagree. I'm saying your job as a comedian is to please the most amount of people with your art. Look, if these are the confines that keep you from doing the craft God put you to do, then it probably ain't for you. What? That's all. Boom. Well, I agree that I think the job of a comedian is to please the most amount of people with your art. There are a lot of comedians that would say, no, it's your job to push the boundaries, to push the limits. Yeah. Well, when I walk into, Stinky's Comedy Club, I'm getting paid to make people laugh. That's what the paperwork says. That's what the agreement is. So if I'm up there just saying weird things to push the boundaries, I should be fired. I should not be rehired. Maybe not fired because we contracted the thing for 2 nights or 3 nights or a week. But if you're not selling you're not making people laugh, you're not doing the job. Right. He said something else funny. I've always, Cat to me just gets down to the bottom line quicker than a lot of other people. Then he said, my point is, a lot of these people, and he's talking about ones that are complaining about cancel culture, a lot of these people weren't all that extremely funny back when they could say whatever they wanted to say. Nobody. And then he doubled down, saying canceling is merely a result of marginalized groups finally having a voice. Right. But wait, he said something else I really liked. No. Then he goes on to say, and what I love about Cat too is he won't care. Like I would care if I said things in this on a podcast like this, and I was very serious about it because then the backlash. I just don't like to deal with it, and I do let it. It doesn't affect me, but I am aware of it, and I don't like getting in fights like that. But I like that he doesn't care. I wish I had more of that in me. I just don't. Contrary to comments from many of his contemporaries, Williams believed that this new culture of accountability, thank you, is in service of the greater good and comedy and elsewhere. I do too. He said, I don't know what people think got canceled that we wish we had back. I don't need to know. Who are they? It's done for reasons, it's done for, and it helped. That's all that's going to happen, is we're going to have to be more sensitive. Isn't that what we want anyway? But, yeah, this is where I liked what he said too. So if you want to offend somebody, nobody took those words away from you. And then he said, dirty bitch ain't been taken away from you. I've never needed to use that in my act, but I'll be remembering that. You can say that, but don't call somebody this word when you know it affects all these people. Don't use the R word when you really mean people on the spectrum. Don't say this word instead of saying autistic. Don't say this word instead of saying little people. Yeah. He's got a point. If you ask all the people in the NBA, all of the people that didn't make it to the NBA, if you ask them if we just lowered the goal down another foot, then they'd all tell you they could make it. Nobody likes out of bounds. Nobody likes the out of bounds. But the out of bounds got to be there or you'll run up into the stands, right? Some of these things are for the benefit of everything. And then he repeats the speed limit thing. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Cat, he's probably not listening. I'm sure he's not listening. But I'll see him again on a plane. Throw down a little Crown Royal. How you doing? How you doing? I think that's what he had one of those baby. No, he had Crown, and it was in the most adorable, tiny purple bag. I didn't even know they made them. I'm like, oh, where did you get that? I could put some of my road stuff in there. I don't know what. I'd have to think of what I need in there. Maybe the paper clips for all my papers, termites. Okay, termites. Well, I hope you enjoyed all those. I have these stories. We'll save these for next week. I have a gluten-free thing I'm going to talk about on behalf of my sister.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be hilarious. We're going to talk about.
Fun.
Does it have gluten in it? Oh my God. She really. There are a lot of people eat gluten free, but my one sister really has to, because boy, if she doesn't, whew. It's not funny, but it's immediate. Let's put it that way. There must have been gluten in that. All right. Termites, thank you for everything you've sent. I would only recommend the Doritos Roulette if you have guests that you want to see be sneak attacked by a chip. I love my robot beer, and the kids will. Just remember that sticky. If you open that marshmallow stuff, Texas Pete Rub, delicious. Chicken or steak.
Nice.
Either one. Or shrimp. You can put on shrimp too.
And St. Post.
And what?
St. Post.
Oh, and St. Post.
Boom!
Thanks to the lady from
So
www.texrah.com, Texrah, because these are fun. And I'm almost out. Who's this one?
Stevie's out.
Ow. Fuck. God, that's hot.
It's on fire.
Shit.
God.
Okay, termites.
Thanks to Elisa.
That's it. Sneaking around doing jokes here and there. I had to watch my whole act 6 times.
You ready?
I'm not ready.
You're not ready?
I'm just going to do it.
Oh, good.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
Well, if I'm sneaking, nobody's paying to see me. So if I bail at, 10 minutes, what do you care? It was free,
True.
right?
Yeah.
I don't feel guilt then.
No.
Right.
Do you have any ranch?
Do you have any ranch? Do you have any ranch? There was something I was going to say about that. Somebody sent me a because when I put on Twitter about Putin saying there's no happiness, somebody wrote, well, obviously he's never had any ranch. I'm like, I bet he hasn't. I bet he hasn't had ranch in Russia.
No Russian
And
ranch.
apparently he's a very healthy eater and an exerciser. Like he swims in ice cold freezing water, if you're to believe it. Maybe they just do a photo shoot and then say he does it. He does look in shape though.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
If you're going to be a fearless leader, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Well, you can be a fat slob. Henry VIII was disgusting.
True.
And look at all the shit he caused. There were a lot of people that were afraid of Fat Henry.
There's a lot going on there.
Who was it? Goring? There was a huge fat Nazi. I think it was Goring.
Yeah.
He was a fatso because Hitler hated that he was fat.
Yeah.
Not a good representation of the Reich.
No. Needs more leather on those boots.
All right. You termites remember this. You're good termites. You're worthy termites. And that's all I got, really. So that's it.